Hello everyone. So in this video I'll be covering implement cross cluster replication, which comes under cluster management of the Elastic Certified Engineer exam. So let's get started. So I have my slides open. So today's topic is cross cluster replication. So first we will download the Elasticsearch 7.17. I have already one instance running. So to set up cross cluster, because we need two instances, so I'll download another instance and I'll just unzip that and then get into that folder where I have unzipped that, and then I have to add these two lines. So you can use a code editor, any code editor of your choice, or you can add it automatically like this. So I have to specify two different ports because the main Elasticsearch is running on 9200 and transport port is 9300. So those are the default ports. So you have to specify two non-default port, and that will go under config/elasticsearch.yaml, and then I will just start that particular instance, second instance of Elasticsearch. Also, just to make sure, I am removing any existing zip file and the folder so that I can show you from the very beginning. Okay. So I'll copy this and open terminal and paste those commands. So Elasticsearch will start in the background and we will go to the next section. So open a new terminal tab because the Elasticsearch will be running in that terminal or the command prompt. So second thing I am doing is like for the second instance to try out this feature of cross cluster replication, we have to start a trial license which is valid for 30 days, and then I will just download, because by default vanilla instance of Elasticsearch will not have any indexes. So I'll just download this particular sample data. This is a 6peer.json file, and then I will upload to the second instance. So that's why I'm giving port 9500, so that we have one index for our testing. So I'll copy this, paste those commands, and let it run. So it's now uploading all the information, the index information, to the second instance of Elasticsearch. Okay, moving on. So now we have to do some operations on the main Elasticsearch cluster. So what I am doing here is I am removing, just in case, any remote clusters I have registered. So last time I gave secondary cluster as my remote cluster name. So I'm removing the seeds inside so that I can start from fresh. Then I'll show you any settings. If that setting has been applied, then I will just add the remote cluster to the seeds. So you have to give the port number of the second instance. So this is 9600, which is the transport port. So I'll copy this, go to the Kibana console, run this command. So on Windows it's Control Enter, on the Mac it's Command Enter, or you can also click this play button. So that setting has been applied. Verify, then make sure you configure a remote cluster. So remote cluster has been configured. Clear the console. We'll just run some verification commands. So all good. There is a remote info also endpoint. Then I'll show you if I have any. This is on the local cluster, the primary cluster. So I have got 6peer index, but because I'll be doing cross cluster replication, I'll remove this local index, and then you will see index not found. Yeah. So now we will set up the manual follow, the cross cluster replication. So it looks something like this. You do a put an index name of your choice, then you have a underscore CCR cross cluster replication endpoint, and then you put like after slash follow keyword, and then you specify the remote cluster name. In this case, my remote cluster name is secondary cluster, and the remote cluster's index name. This is the remote cluster index name. So local cluster in this case is the follower, it's a follower, so it will be like following the remote cluster. So any index that I have created, or I want to set up the cross cluster replication, I have to say leader index on the remote cluster. So then it will fetch all the information, all the records, documents from the remote cluster and the remote index to the local clusters. Then we will just run some verification command. As we have seen, delete Shakespeare was performed in the previous step, and then we can run a command like to see some stats. So I'll copy this, paste it over here. So this is the command for the manual follow. So manual follow has been set up. Now this should run. Okay, as we can see, Shakespeare was deleted, but because we have set up the replication, it just replicated all the records or the documents from the remote cluster. And search also works fine. We can run some stats on this. So this will give some more information. Moving on. So last step, this is the last step, and herein I am setting up an automatic follow-up or the automatic replication based on the index patterns. So in case you have index patterns, you have an endpoint like underscore CCR. This is auto follow-up, and you can provide us a name of an index in the local, and then you can provide the remote cluster name and the remote clusters index patterns. So on the remote clusters, if there are any indexes with Shakespeare dash star, it will automatically do a CCR cross cluster replication for you, and then it will that cross cluster replication will go into this particular index what you have specified over here, like this one, Shakespeare. So I'll just copy this. And run that. Right. So that's all I have got for the cross cluster replication. Thanks for watching. Bye.